Hey, hi everyone. You can hear some background music right now on my phone. I'm going to do a podcast with my friend from Ghana, Nana and Kenneth. So he's right now trying to get hold of the link sent to the public, and then we will start to talk about how you felt about crypto. Do you think crypto is a fad? Do you think crypto is for the future or is it for now? So let's um, let's see let's see the outcome of this whole conversation, and let's see how we can better facilitate some questions that are within this space. We have gotten quite a good number of inquiries, questions, and so forth on Twitter since this morning. So again, once we go on live on Podbean and also on Spotify, we will start the chat straight away. So let me take a look. Hey, hi Nana.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, hi. How's the link?
How's that?
How's the link? Have you managed to send the link out?
Yeah, I'm on. Yes, we're broadcasting now.
All right, great, great, great. So we can see people coming by right now, I guess. All right, so we have seen some people coming in to the podcast station or the channel. Let's see how's the response like in the next 5 minutes or so. Again, for today, my night right now, we will talk about how cryptocurrency is going to be like in the future, and etc. So please bear with me for the time being. It has been a very long day for myself. As you can see on my YouTube channel, I hosted a conference. I'm the moderator for a conference in Singapore. So I went to the studio and did a live session together with some of my friends in Singapore, and also I think regionally, because we have people who are in India on my panel. Um, it's kind of fun, to be able to get out in the open right now with proper safe distancing measures to to have a good conversation like this. So I really miss the good old days where we could go out freely, exchange ideas, in larger groups. Then of course, right now, because of the digital transformation, we have all started to be more digital, more mobile, and again, that is also a very good thing. you know so we are still waiting, to be on live. Right now we have about 27 live listeners, and right now. So let's see how's the number again, in the next 2 to 3 minutes. um, for those who have been following what I've been doing, you could then realize that a lot of work that is being done right now are mainly government related, and uh, things has progressed pretty well, in our space, in the crypto space, and we hope that more people can come forth to us, or at least to the community, share with them their thoughts on how cryptocurrency is going to be like. Again, sharing session with my friends from Ghana as well. These are very good sharing experiences where we give out good education background, give out good information to the public, um, on you know how this technology is going to be like. That's number one, and then number two is how the cryptocurrency is going to work. So these are things that will definitely make some changes to our lives, and it will happen very, very, very soon. As you can see, bits and pieces are gathered, and it's working well. There are a few things that you can see from the market today as well. I'm not a technical analysis guy, but you can see the market is somewhat stagnant in certain ways. Um, there are also many different other news that you can see from different news sites, from Cointelegraph to broadcast, where we are more active on. You can see that there are a lot of different news pertaining to this industry, pertaining to this current time. Very much into the finance part because of DeFi, from Sushi, YFI, so forth and so on. Well, I have my own comments and own thoughts on how the DeFi market is going to be like. But I guess that will be a very much separated conversation. Let me check if they are okay. Hi everyone.
Hello, Andy.
Hi. I guess we shall start the episode.
Yes, we'll start shortly. I'm just waiting for Nana K to finalize.
No
And then
problem.
we'll begin. We should begin within the next few seconds.
No problem. No problem.
Hello, Nana.
So Nana and Kenneth will be the hosts for this podcast. I guess Nana is online right now.
Yes.
Are you based in Ghana as well, Kenneth?
Yes, I am.
I see. How's things there? How's the COVID-19 situation out there?
In terms of the COVID, I think things are getting better. Of course, the economy has been affected just like everyone else with the COVID. But in terms of the numbers of recoveries, they've increased. And then the death margins is still low, fortunately,
I see.
as a result.
This in Southeast Asia, the numbers are also going higher and higher. Especially so in Philippines, Indonesia. I think the numbers are high in my opinion, to be frank. So I hope more things can be done, to reduce this pandemic situation, and
Absolutely.
and that will help in some of the things that we are doing, whether or not like what you are doing, doing a lot of live shows. I guess it will be nice if we can meet face to face and then and have a good and have a better chat.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe going forward, we might even introduce possibly video chat, but let's see how things go.
No problem. Actually, what happened is right now I'm actually live on YouTube as well. So let's have a good chat, on on our podcast, and let's share with all our friends, what we are doing, so forth and so on.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Absolutely.
So do you want to share with some of my friends who are online right now? What do you do, man?
Personally or wealth secrets?
Personally and wealth secrets. I guess it's both ways, and you are one of us.
With wealth secrets.
Yeah.
Hello, Nana. Okay. With Wealth Secrets, we basically are trying to promote technology and diverse means of creating wealth, looking at the future and how things go. That is why we love to speak with people like you, experts in the field. So our young ones coming up know there are diverse ways in which they can generate wealth for themselves.
I see.
That's with Wealth Secrets. That's the purpose of Wealth Secrets, basically.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I used to speak to a lot of my friends who are in Ghana. Back 5 6 years ago. Where we talk about
Okay.
we talk about different opportunities. So right now, how's the cryptocurrency scene in Ghana right now?
Okay. So in terms of how exactly it's trending at the moment in Ghana, I feel like Nana will be more better poised to give you details to that question.
Okay,
Because
okay.
he's more actively in there. I can answer, but I feel like he can give you a better answer than I would in terms of the current situation crypto-wise in Ghana.
Sure, no problem, no problem.
Yeah. Oh, but Kenneth, I think you should say what you know to him. Nana is back, so Nana, why don't you
Hey Nana.
provide an answer to that question? Yeah.
Hey, shall we get going and get into the conversation, man?
Okay. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Wealth Secrets podcast. Last week, we discussed investing in the gaming industry with Chance Glasgow. The Mist is the name, and I'm going to be your host for today. Joining me co-host is
Nana K. So today we're discussing on the topic whether cryptocurrency is a fad or for the future. And we are much privileged to have our special guest in the person of Anndy Lian. Andy is a business strategist who has been in the industry for over 15 years of working experience, and he has helped a lot of companies from various fields, either locally, internationally, and publicly listed companies. Previously, Andy was the chairman for the Decent Foundation and also the CEO for Linfinity, which is the world's first distributed supply chain platform. Linfinity disrupted the supply chain industry through transparent and traceable system. It has had successful business in Singapore, Japan, Hong Kong, China, and Korea. Currently, Andy is part of the advisory board of the Hyundai DAC Technology. The Hyundai DAC Technology is the blockchain arm of South Korea's largest car manufacturer, Hyundai Motor Group. And what he is into is business. Andy is also part of one of the biggest Asian productive organization, which is an intergovernmental organization committed to improving productivity in the Asian Pacific region. The APO consists of countries like Japan, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Islamic Republic of Iran, and more. With his immense knowledge in blockchain and cryptocurrencies, Andy has been featured on top news platforms such as the Times, Business Times, ABC News, Singapore Business Review, Fox. Extensive knowledge in blockchain, who wrote the book or authored the book Blockchain Revolution 2030, which looks into how important blockchain is playing in the fourth industrial revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest for today, Anndy Lian.
Hey, hi Nana, hi Kenneth. Thanks for the fine introduction.
welcome.
Man, you have some top things in your industry, like you've achieved a lot. So if I have to go over everything, I don't think we'll be done for today.
Well, we can we can do a very quick summary. So let's do you have some questions? I believe that during the last few days we have gathered quite a number of questions from Twitter, and shall we start with the questions, or do you want me to do another introduction of myself?
So in the midst of
I'll take it from here.
All right.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, the table has been set for lunch and it promises to be an exciting and thrilling one. I believe you've all heard Andy's vast resume of experience. But before we get started, Andy, I want to find out from you, what is Wealth Secrets to you?
Well, wealth secrets, to me, on a more personal level, is how you can accumulate wealth with your knowledge. Not, because if you talk to different people, they would have different definition about wealth secrets. Some of them is, you can be sleeping and you can be earning money, so forth and so on. But my take is, you should use knowledge, as a form of wealth, and that will bring you a long way, man.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Brilliant. So, well, let's get down to the questions then.
No
So,
problem.
first and foremost, Andy, could you give us a brief on what exactly cryptocurrency is and possibly help highlight the difference between cryptocurrency and blockchain technology?
Okay. Um, let's put it this way, in a very simple manner. For cryptocurrency, it is a form of cryptic currency that is based on cryptography. You know, and if you look at how cryptocurrency is out in the market, the very first cryptocurrency that is the very famous one would be Bitcoin, and the cryptocurrency is actually backed by the blockchain technology. So most people would think that, well, blockchain is crypto is blockchain. Well, it's interrelated, but I will not say that they are the same, because each one of them has a certain function. Each one of them has a certain unique selling point. So for blockchain technology, I see it as more of a technology and enabler, whereas cryptocurrency, would seem to be something more practical. It can be seen as a form of currency, a form of money, a form of digital asset, a form of everything. So I hope that gives you a fair bit of how I think what's the difference between the two.
Indeed, it does. So, can one basically say that blockchain technology is the framework upon which cryptocurrency sits?
Yep.
Okay, brilliant. So, will you consider every digital currency to be a cryptocurrency?
Again, do I consider what?
Digital currency to be cryptocurrency.
Digital currency to be a cryptocurrency. Is that what you say?
Yes, is any digital currency a cryptocurrency? Yes.
Okay. This goes back to some homework, or even some of the Twitter posts that I've seen. Many people relate China's central bank digital currency as a form of cryptocurrency, but that is not true. Digital currency, to me, again, you can Google the definition. I'm going to give you my version of a digital currency. Digital currency is just digital money. It is being minted by the central bank, by a centralized source, governed by the government or the ministries and so forth. So that is a digital currency. All right. Cryptocurrency will be slightly different. It is still money, of course, but cryptocurrency will be very different, because in many ways, or in a more simplified manner, it is actually decentralized. It will be like a decentralized currency that is not held by different people, not by a central authority. So I think both are different. But if you really want to in a more general way, is digital currency cryptocurrency? Some people will tell you yes, it is. Because it's still digital. But to me, I don't really think so. I see this as two separate kind of a system that is being run on.
Okay, so you see it as different systems based on the centralization or decentralization, if I'm getting you right.
Correct. One is centralized, one is decentralized. At least, for the cryptocurrency, a lot of these companies try to be decentralized, you know. So, well,
Okay.
that's how it is.
Okay. Great input there. Could you clarify for us what stable coins are?
Stable coins in general, right now, you know, is being pegged to a certain maybe a certain currency, for example, like USDT, Tether, you know, it's been pegged to the USD currency. Some of which is being pegged to a commodity like gold, you know. Of course, there are a lot of different versions, you know. They are pegged to a certain product as well. So I think in terms of a stable coin, in a very summarized manner or simple manner, it is a coin that is backed by an asset. That's about it.
Okay, great insight there. So, in your opinion, who are the major players of the crypto market? Who gets it taken? Who affects the market?
Um, I think in order for the market to be affected, I mean, maybe you're asking like who are the whales or who are the main players, you know, in the crypto world. I think when you look at the crypto space, you know, there are a few main players. One main player will be like exchanges, you know, crypto exchanges, decentralized exchanges like DEX, you know, so Binance, Coinbase, German9, OKEX, Huobi. I mean, the list goes on, yeah. The list goes on. So those are one of the trading organizations, you know, a trading like a trading company, you know, or like a stock exchange, you know, like. So this is part of the ecosystem. Then of course you have all the different projects who wants to get themselves listed, you know, so that is another part of the ecosystem. And then the ecosystem third part would be mainly the people with the money, you know. So it can be the institutional investors, you know, it can be the market makers, it can be the traders and so forth. So these three make up um, uh, a huge majority of how the crypto scene is like. Of course, you know, the list can go on, you know, telling you about the mining pool, the miners, so forth and so on. But I think the three main groups are, of course, these three. But all these things are all being centralized in a certain manner, or focused on a certain manner, which is they are focused on money, right? So the main players are people with the money. So exchanges are the one with the money, the institutional investors, the banks who came in, the VCs, the capital companies. You know, those are the whales, man, in the market. So that's how it is, you know, in the crypto space. Very much like the traditional market. It's just that we may have a lot more smaller so-called retail investors in the market as compared to regulated stock exchanges and so forth. You know, so that is one difference.
Great. So, of late, there's been a lot of hype about cryptocurrency. And about 2 years ago on CNBC News, with an interview with Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and Charlie, Warren Buffett described it, in his opinion, as an asset that creates nothing. He said it depended on excitement of the next buyer. I want to find out your opinion. Do you believe the hype about cryptocurrency is worth it? And why do you think so?
I think we have to be very mindful of some of the things that we talk about. I think in terms of the hype, you know, whether it's cryptocurrency or whether it's the stock exchange or whether it's the blue chip stock and so forth, there's always a hype. All right. So the hype is actually not the main thing. All right, because Warren you know, talk about his experience, you know, from a stock exchange or from a stock perspective, you know. So he will think that it's hype because in his world, in his older world, you know, there's also a lot of hype, for pre-listing, after listing, more capital injection. There's a lot of hype. But for cryptocurrency, I think back 2 years ago, the hype is very much worse as compared to what you see currently. Why am I saying so? Because during that point of time, cryptocurrency is not considered mainstream. Most mainstream media are not giving positive feedback on cryptocurrencies back then. And back in 2017, they were there were a lot of different money game that started early, 2017. So many people would think that cryptocurrency is hype because they do not have a product. The product is not usable. Back then, a lot of which are concepts. It's just a fundraising tool. So if you think that this fundraising tool is a hype, then yes, that's a hype that everyone is after. In 2017, and also 2018, where ICOs is very much very vibrant. A lot of push back then. So Warren will think that is more of a hype. But if you ask him today, perhaps the hype that he is referring has shifted a fair bit, because as of now there are many more companies who are crypto centric, especially crypto centric or blockchain centric. That are making good money. So trust me, man. If someone would ask Warren, or in the last few days, Jim Cramer, he started to invest in Bitcoin as well for his children, for etc. So the perception of the coin and the value behind the coin has actually changed, in the past 2 years, changed very much. So again, if there's a chance to speak to Warren again for CNBC, they should really ask a sharp question to see how Warren is going to react to the current growth as compared to his comments back in 2017 and 2018.
Okay. Great insight there.
No, good question, good question.
So I'm going to paint a little picture here before I jump to the question. Bitcoin has had a very up and down kind of growth. For instance, it started out very low in terms of its worth, and in 2008, and went up to about $1,000 in a span of 3 years. Then it dropped down to about 250 after a few months. Then rose again to about 20,000 in 2017, and then plunged again. It's very volatile in terms of its up and downs. I wanted to find out, can you consider cryptocurrency to be a safe haven, and why do you think so?
Well, if you look at the percentage, all right, there are probably more than 10,000, maybe even 20,000, even 30,000 coins that are in the market right now. All right, I didn't do any count on the latest number, but if you base on the ratio, if you look at the whole pie, all the coins versus the top coins, then I would say that cryptocurrency is very volatile, not a safe haven at all. If you look at that, not even close, because I believe 99.9% of the coins maybe out there are not safe haven. They can pump 1,000 times today, and then drop another 2,000 times tomorrow, right? So it will be a negative value. So safe haven, definitely not. But if you look at it from another angle, if you're just talking about Bitcoin, probably Ethereum, this USDT, Litecoin, the list goes on. For the traditional top 20, the old boys, the old guard top 20. I think some of them have really established themselves with a good name. They have good liquidity. They have good liquidity. They have good support. For their own coin. So the old guard top 20, to me, in my humble opinion, are not 100% safe haven, but they are definitely safer than many of the other altcoins that are in the market.
Cryptocurrencies.
Correct. So it's not a safe haven, man. It's definitely not a safe haven.
Okay. So it's a risk that one has to take if they want to go into it in
Yes.
terms of storage of value.
Yes, definitely. This is the same as this is the same as stock market. You know, if you look at the stock market again, you know, you are bearing a lot of different risks. You know, you are bearing a lot of different kind of risk issues, risk profile as well. So nothing is a safe haven. You know, nowadays. You know, today if you look at the stock, you know, many of the private bankers or even the investors, friend of mine, they will say that, hey Andy, you know, just go on to buy some tech stock, you know, get some green bonds, invest in some of these stocks, you know. But to me, it's like, well, they may think that it's safe, you know, but to me, possibly if you look at things in long term, maybe Bitcoin is a better hedge as compared to some of the stocks that we talk about, because, you know, if people were to say that there's a crypto bubble, there's also a stock bubble. So it is again up to the investor and up to yourself, you know, how you look at investments, how you look at the coins, you know, and how you look at your own personal wealth. You know, that goes back to these wealth secrets, you know, how you're going to manage your wealth, hedge it to prevent yourself from all the bad and possible issues that's going to come forth, you know, during this investment period.
Wow, great insight there. Meaning, it's simply good not to put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification is the way to go.
Yep. So in some ways, yes, you are correct, but you have to diversify it in the right manner, in the right direction. Yeah. So some people are willing to take on more risk, and they start to buy a lot of these altcoins that are, you know, I have not even heard of it, and their team members, you know, their profile is worse than mine, man. So in general, those, you know, if people want to buy it because they felt that particular coin is going to give them 1,000 times, just for example, then so be it. You got to bear the risk, right? But again, if you are like myself, you know, I also put in money into companies, you know, into different equities, so forth and so on. I do have my own set of due diligence work, or my own set of workflow, you know, to make sure that things are okay, you know. So again, it's up to one's appetite, and it's up to individual investors.
Wow, great input there. Nana?
Yeah, precisely the mist. Thanks for handing over the baton. Alright, Andy, so I think we are going to delve a bit deeper into the conversation. So if we look at cryptocurrencies carefully, if we are thinking cryptos are, let's say, the future, and we want crypto to replace the already existing fiat currencies like the US dollar, the euro, the GBP, and all that, it means there should be that kind of mass adoption. And currently, the world's population is about 7.8 billion. And we have 50 million blockchain wallet users as at the end of 2020, according to statistics. So if you compare these two figures, it seems there's a long way to go for the crypto industry for it to be adopted by the mass. What do you think is hindering this mass adoption of cryptocurrencies?
There are way too many things that are affecting the cryptocurrency. I would just name a few of them. One of which that I always want to mention, you know, in some of my talks, is that I'm actually one of the earlier blockchain guys who are very much pro-government. you know. So I look at many earlier issues that can be solved or can be solved by the company, and actually a much faster way is to actually go towards the governmental side. So the coming back to your point is one of the main thing is government adoption and belief in the cryptocurrency, and then whether the government thinks that, you know, hey, you know, is that a conflict of interest, you know, to my own money, to my own dollar, you know, to my own currency. So these are conflict of interest that is going to be ongoing, all right. But government will try their best to make sure that this industry is more regulated, because they do not want their people to get harmed, you know, to get scams and so forth. The second point, why cryptocurrency is not being well adopted, is also because there are way too many scams that are pushing the bad agenda out in the market. You know, if again you look at some statistics online, you know, there are double-digit billions of dollars that are being scammed, you know, for some projects. You know, some of them are like Plus Token. You know, I know of a few others that are in Africa, in Ghana as well, also in Southeast Asia. You know, where they use the good faith and good name of cryptocurrency to commit very bad crimes. You know, some of them, they do it properly. You know, you treat it as you are investing into a company. The company didn't do well. The money has gone away. I think that is reasonable. You know, for investors who know what they are doing. You know, but outright scams. You know, outright scams are not acceptable, 100%. So that would be a second issue. Then the third issue that I would love to point out is that the adoption of blockchain solutions are relatively slow. You know, so I see this as two different things. Yeah, one is cryptocurrency. Two, sorry. Hello.
What do you think is the reason why the adoption of blockchain is relatively slow?
Well, is a very straightforward thing again, you know, because if you today you walk up to your solutions provider tomorrow, you know, he claims that he can do blockchain solution, blah 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 and so forth. You just ask them very specifically, how much does it cost me to do it? Trust me, out of the 10 vendors that you speak to, out of the 10 vendors, 4 of them do not have a price. All right, they do not have a price at all. So if you don't have a price, how are you going to sell? And if you can't sell it, how are you going to have mass adoption, right? So it becomes a joke, you know, sometimes in the market. And if you look at some of the things that I do, you know, I do like to talk to some of the bigger players in the market, you know, from CZ to Vitalik, so forth and so on. You know, I always wanted them to take the lead. You know, I always wanted them to take the lead because they are the big brother. You know, not in terms of age, you know, not in terms of their thinking, but in terms of their brand. You know, they are the big brother. You know, they have to take the lead to make sure that things are possibly and most likely, you know, work well. You know, if today Ethereum is slow, or Ethereum has a high gas transaction fee, you know, Mr. V as the owner, you know, he has to come up with different solutions, or come up with different ways to work around it. You know, maybe like a layer 2, so forth and so on. Binance as well, you know, they have the whole infrastructure and whole ecosystem. They got to step up and make sure that everything is all proper, because after all, they are the big brother, you know. So I'm not saying that I'm blaming them, you know, but they have to take the lead. One of the posts that I've posted on Twitter in the morning was I saw it coming, you know, that actually about 2 months ago I saw it coming, that there might be another ban on cryptocurrency in India. So in India, the ban of cryptocurrency trading in India. So I felt that I felt that it is something, it is a problem, you know, because if you look at how this how MNCs or bigger companies lobby for some of their agenda, you know, in the traditional market, you know, they go all the way out to make sure that whatever agenda that they want is going to be, you know, is going to be somewhat within their reach, you know. So cutting my conversation shorter is that I was actually hoping to see some of these big brothers, you know, in the industry to take the lead, to take the pioneer lead, you know, to lobby for such things, you know, lobby to the civil societies association, you know, lobby to the government, you know, have a proper government relations kind of department where they can talk to the government openly about some of the things that they want to push through, you know, because if they can give that kind of support, I do believe, you know, governments will be convinced that cryptocurrency is the way to go. Yep, that's how I see it.
Absolutely, absolutely. With what you're talking about, the big guy, yeah. With what you're talking about, the big guys playing major roles in helping push crypto for mass adoption. I think Kenneth made a comment by Warren Buffett concerning cryptos, and was it last year? There was this dinner with Warren Buffett by Justin Sun, and it was more about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And I think after the lunch, I would say Buffett actually acquired some cryptos, and also he also had some for free, of course. If you look at the big platforms like Binance and Tron and all that, I think they can also help stand in for the industry to help bring some sanity in the industry.
I somewhat disagree with your view, you know, because if you look at it this way, crypto exchanges, you know, without mentioning who, etc., they are the big brother. That's for sure. But crypto exchanges are actually not actually not a not-for-profit organization, right? They are all for profits. So that is the reason why, you know, exchanges know that they are risk, but they still push out the products. So it's not because they do not like their the followers or their traders, you know, but they have no choice, you know. They have to put the product out because they have to catch up with times, you know. They have to do what they have to do, you know. But on the other hand, you know, they have to also look at how to help the environment, do the charity work, do the CSR work and so forth, do the government relation work, so that they can get their crypto agenda, you know, in the market. So this is a very common thing, you know, like water treatment plant, you know, a big MNC water treatment plant, you know, they want to find ways to get a bill pass, you know, for their treatment to be in that particular place. You know, they as well spend a lot of money, do a lot of different publicity, lobby with the civil society to get things done. So I personally see that, well, the big boys got to do what they need to do, you know. Apart from just advocating technology, they have to look at how to do a fair bit of CSR.
Okay. Andy, so let's look at it from this angle. We are hoping crypto, or let's say digital currencies, replace the hard paper, the fiat currencies like USD and the rest. What major problems associated with fiat currencies do you think cryptos can solve?
Well, okay. First of all, is like I told Kenneth, let's not mix digital currency and cryptocurrency together. All right, because digital currency in the current terms, it is also referring to fiat. It's just a digital version of fiat. So
Yeah.
so and while they are different, yes, both of them are money. So your question is how do you think what cryptocurrency can do and what kind of issues they can solve. Um,
Yeah.
I think it is coming to a very obvious thing. There are a lot of fake money that's in the market. There's a lot of counterfeit money that's in the market. So digital currency, let's talk about digital currency first. Yes, digital currency can help to make sure that some of this money are less circulated in a physical copy, right? So digital currency can do that. They can make sure that. But cryptocurrency added another feature on it is that everything can be traced on the chain, because that digital, if you base it on a centralized financial system, all right. Let's put it in a we picture it in a slightly different manner, all right. So if today one piece of a dollar $10 note, someone can go and print it and make and there's a possibility of using the right kind of paper, right kind of ink, right kind of machine to mint that $10, and then it started to circulate out in the market. People think that it's real, right? So this is one very big problem. But digital currency, can help control where the money goes, but it does not necessarily mean that it is 100% safe. Because put it this way, on different centralized systems, or maybe even on crypto exchanges, some of the coins you have only minted 1,000 coin, but how come when you try and sum up all the coins that are out in the market, there are 20,000 coins? Because in a centralized system, there's always a way for such error or such fraud to happen. So digital currency has some good and some bad, but if you add on to the cryptocurrency aspect of things, everything is online, on the chain, immutable, transparent, then it become your current $1 $10 bill would just be that $10 bill. There's no way you could double count that $10 bill. So cryptocurrency can help solve that, that issue. But of course, cryptocurrency can solve a lot of different issues. That would be a very, very long conversation, Nana.
Okay. Okay. So Andy, when there's a transaction which involves cryptocurrency, it cannot be reversed, right?
Cannot reverse? What do you mean? As in you send me one BTC and then it cannot be reversed?
Yes, assuming I send one BTC to your wallet address, and let's say I send it to the wrong address.
Okay.
That transaction can't be reversed, right?
Well, in theory, if you send me 10 BTC wallet to wallet, it cannot be retrieved or it cannot be reversed. But again, there are different kinds of wallet. If you are using like a centralized exchange wallet, and you can prove that you did it wrong, it can be retrieved. Again, it depends on what exactly happened. If it's a fraud, if it's a police case, and you are using like a biased wallet, I'm very sure CZ and his team will try their very best to help the authorities to retrieve back the amount. So I guess it's a yes and no answer.
Okay, because the reason why I ask this question is, if we want to do away with the banks, which we already have. For instance, if there's a transaction between banks, to some extent, some high level of extent, you can reverse that transaction. But when it comes to cryptos, it's somehow difficult, and I think that could be a disadvantage.
It's not true. It's not true. If you look at banks, if you think banks can do that, centralized exchanges can do that as well. So there's no difference. It's just a matter of perception and how the whole process is being done. It's the same because the bank is a centralized entity. The crypto exchange, centralized crypto exchanges are centralized as well. So in theory, both are the same. You can retrieve back the funds.
Okay, so let's take for instance what happened on Twitter recently, where the scammers used accounts of verified people, top people on Twitter to receive some bitcoins. I doubt all those bitcoins sent to those wallets can be retrieved.
It can't be retrieved because you have to see what address they point it to. You know, where else are they going to shift the funds to? It's the same as it's the same as the traditional banks. You know, if today you accidentally send the wrong money to the wrong account, and once that guy saw the amount, he start to transfer to his friends, start to transfer to different accounts, you will still have the same problem. It cannot be retrieved. The bank will not take responsibility of a wrong transaction unless it is proven to be of a criminal transaction or a court case or a police case. Maybe they will help, but most of the time banks will not help as well. Again, it depends on where the funds are exactly at the moment where you reported that you have made a wrong transaction. It is also not easy to get back the money with banks. I have done that before. I have friends who done that before. So it's not easy. In fact, if you are talking about example, you send the wrong amount of money to Huobi, example, Chinese exchange. I mean Chinese-based exchange. They will take a while to transact. By the time you realize that it's a wrong transaction, and if you are fast enough, there's always a way for you to try your luck to see how you can retrieve it back. And that could be a lot faster than a bank, because bank has a lot of bureaucracy, different compliance issue. Again, there's pro and cons. I'm not citing cryptocurrency and how it's going to be done, but it's very similar to what you experience in real life for banking.
Yeah. So just like the example you gave earlier with regards to India, some countries are very strict when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and some countries too are a bit lenient. Some too are more like, I wouldn't say unaware, it's like they overlook stuff with regards to cryptocurrencies. Do you think crypto should be taxed?
Crypto should be taxed. I think the exact word is the profit that you make. Should it be taxed? I think yes, it should be taxed.
Oh, okay. Why? If crypto is being taxed, don't you think to some extent it will result like the already traditional system we have?
You look at it this way. If you are talking about a totally decentralized company, like maybe like Dogecoin and all those things, well, maybe no need tax. But the thing is, but the fact is, a lot of these big coins, like Ethereum, and so forth, they have an entity. So no matter what, somewhat the tax got to be paid. You can't run away with sorry, it's very noisy on your end, man. You just can't go away without paying the tax on the profit that you have gained.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least to me, I don't think it's right, man. Because if you made the profit through an exchange, all right, the exchange is a real entity, you know, or you go you get the money through the trading house and things like that. It's also going through a you know, it's also going through a company, you know, so it should be taxed in my humble opinion.
Okay.
If it's not going to be taxed, to be honest, government will be very pissed off as well. You know, you are here, you you know, you started a company here, you let people make profit, but at the end the government gets nothing. You know, it doesn't work this way, man.
Yeah, I get you on that.
Yeah, man.
So, what are some of the policies do you think governments can put in place rather than just abolishing anything that has to do with cryptocurrencies? What do you think they can put in place to assist or aid in mass adoption and also help stabilize the crypto community?
I can't speak for all the countries or the government that I've spoken to and work with, but in general, you know, for countries who are still thinking of whether cryptocurrency is the way to go, I think they should continue to think, you know, because cryptocurrency is for governments who have the foresight to the future. You know, they have the foresight to see what are the pro and the cons from cryptocurrency, and then from there they got to make a decision whether or not to ban it, to ban trading, to ban companies that are crypto, etc., etc. So they have to make the decision. So for government, in order for them to experience how the crypto scene is going to be like, some of the countries adopted a sandbox approach where they put the cryptocurrency or the technology to test, and from there decide whether or not, you know, this is the way to go. Because in the sandbox you can make mistakes, you can make changes, you know, you can make a good business case, you know, so that the ministry can how should I say, the ministry can put up a good case study, you know, to the ministers, you know, they can put up a good case study to the prime minister, etc., and etc. So I think that is the government role, you know, to make sure that they keep their people safe, and also not stopping innovations like cryptocurrency and blockchain that is in this current technology era. You know, they should not stop it, they should embrace it and set proper rules to help grow this industry. Because maybe in about 5 to 10 years down the road, you know, we may then see two kind of financial systems, you know, adopted by different government. You know, one is their traditional fiat, and another could be cryptocurrency. That would be one scenario. But of course, a lot of my friends who are in the crypto space will think that fiat will be gone. But trust me, not so easy, man.
Yeah, not so easy. Not so easy. Going forward, how long do you think it's going to take for crypto to have that kind of mass adoption? Like roughly.
I think the mass adoption hugely depend on how the government, the businesses, and the general public sees cryptocurrency and blockchain. So in my humble opinion, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, you can see many adoptions from shopping mall, e-commerce sites, you know, to petrol kiosks. Cryptocurrency will definitely be mainstream, that's for sure, because you can already see some of this happening in places like Taiwan, South Korea, some parts of Thailand as well. You know, they all accept the main coins. So you will definitely see this happening in the next 2 to 3 years. But if you talk about totally decentralized, I must then say, God bless, man, it's not going to happen that soon. You know, maybe you can see some part of it happening 5 to 10 years down the road, or maybe you will never see it, because by then, if there are way too many bad actors in the field, the government will come in, like India, they will stop trading, or maybe another government will come forth and say that, hey, if you hold a crypto wallet, you'll be jailed. Because again, we will not know what happened. My crystal ball is not that good, man.
Yeah. All right, Andy, thanks so much for taking us through cryptocurrency. There's a lot personally I've learned from you this afternoon. Okay, it's even in your time because you are 8 hours ahead of us.
Yes.
That's the beauty of nature. Thanks so much. And I think the mist will take over from here. I'm sure there are some questions from the audience, those listening to us.
No problem, no problem. Let's take a few questions then.
All right, the mist. So maybe you can take us through some questions from the audience. And I think you can type your question in the chat. The guests can see as well.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so while we wait for questions, on behalf of Wealth Secrets and our cherished listeners, I'd like to say a big thank you to Anndy Lian. Thank you so much for your time and input. It's been a great discussion.
Thank you. Okay, I think there will be questions coming in soon, man.
Yeah. So while we still wait for those questions, Andy, how could we reach you, like on social media, your personal website, Twitter? Could you just let us know?
You can, because of how I spell my name, you can definitely search online for me, ANNDY space LIAN. You can find my website, which is andy.com, ANNDY.com. I'm on Twitter most of the time. Twitter is managed by me. You can look for me on Twitter. My private message or direct message is open. Feel free to text me. I'm also on LinkedIn, but most of the time LinkedIn account is managed by my staff. So try not to message me on LinkedIn. Or you will get a reply that is not very Andy. Yeah. So search for me. I'm also on YouTube. Putting up quite a fair bit of online conferences on my YouTube channel as well. So it's a very easy process. Just search my name. Whatever pops out, that should 100% be me. And reach me on Twitter. Give me a follow or give me a like. Say hi. I'm most happy to have good chats with all of you, man.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any questions?
How about I thought I saw some good questions on Twitter. We could also try to bring that.
Yeah.
We can also try to bring that on.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, this Nana and Kenneth, has been very kind.
Yes.
I really hope to be more of such sessions, with my friends, from another continent, because right now, since I'm actually trapped or stuck in Singapore, the best other way is to do more online talks and conferences to engage with more people. I was also sharing with my team, that I should really get more engagement and do more engagement, on Twitter to share some of my thoughts. So maybe Nana and on your end, you could help to spread some good words of the things that I do, and we will also do the same on our end to tell more people about the good work that you are doing, Nana.
Absolutely, bro.
It's always my pleasure to talk to you. I remember there's one question, on Twitter. asking, is this cryptocurrency the future, or is it for the current? I think I think you remember that.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, the person was like, I asked the question, is cryptocurrency a fad or for the future? And the person was like, it is the present. So what's your take on this?
I think yes, it is. Again, I think I gave my reply on that. But well, it is it is currently a currency that everybody is using. But what I do see is that the full potential value behind the cryptocurrency and also the blockchain technology is not fully being adopted yet. So to me, cryptocurrency is definitely not a fad. It is not. It is very much future proof. In fact, so we really hope to have the right kind of mindset, on cryptocurrency, because if everybody right now sees cryptocurrency as a scam, then we will not have any good future. But if we are more practical and take on a more pragmatic approach, then things will be a lot different. Like I said, the future and the future value of a cryptocurrency is still not fully explored yet. So I hope our fans, on Twitter, hear my reply right now again, and make sure that he understand, how things are, man. I'm looking at some of the questions on Twitter as well. I made, prior to this, I made a posting about BTC, going up by $200. It looks like a rocket. I
thought I want to.
I have to also say this, man. It is a rocket as compared to some of the other coins that are in the market. $200 is not small, but if you buy a good number of Bitcoin, that $200 multiplied by 1,000, it's not bad, man. You get what I mean? So, yeah. So it's very different.
Yeah, this brings us to this question I want to ask. Okay, so just like what Kenneth was saying earlier, with regards to BTC and all that, it's more like your position on the market, because that rocket that you saw is at some level somebody may also be losing based on the person's position in the market. Don't you think so?
Because there's no best position. Some of the traders who talk to me, they say, hey, what is the best position? Then there's no best position, man. If you're going for a short, you think the market is going down, you buy short, you can earn your money, man. If you think that the market is going up, you buy long, again you're going to make your money. And again, it depends on which derivative you are looking at. Are you buying an option? Are you buying a future? Are you playing a spot rate? And how much leverage do you dare to put it up, right? Because if you put $1,000, you have 100 times leverage. Well, that's 100 times, man. You get what I mean? So there are many of these people out there, be it on Twitter or be it your own friends. I think many of them are just way too naive. When the market goes down, you make money. When the market goes up, you also make money. And if you choose to be a hodler, or keep all the coins, then you have to keep the right coins. If you keep the right coins and the coin rocket up, to again 1,000 times, every time I use 1,000 just for illustration, then well, God bless you, man, right? Of course, there are times where the coin goes to 1 cent or even less. Then again, God bless you again, So life is like that, If you are a real investor, you will calculate all kinds of risk that is behind the investment that you have made, and you have to also know when to cut loss. You have to know when you have to cut back, because that is what a professional investor or a sound investor would do. And do not cry, if you lose money. I've seen so many cases online. They're crying, they're saying that, oh, this coin is bad, that coin is bad, I lost money. But what about those times where you win the money? Do you complain? And do you pass the winnings back to the company or back to the coin? No such thing, right? So so in this space, we better educate them properly, everybody. And also at the same time, whatever you bet, whatever you gamble, you got to take the risk and take the consequences that comes with it.
Okay, thanks so much on that.
Wow. Thanks so much, Andy.
Hey.
Once again, it's been a brilliant discussion.
No problem, no problem.
We definitely have to have you back here another time to continue this conversation.
Yeah, no problem. Like I told Kenneth, I told yourself, it's always okay to reach out to me on social media. If you think that we can have better discussion on a weekly basis, no problem. Just let me know. I'll put up some time just to make sure that I'm on the show talking to some of our common friends, and we could definitely do a lot more. You can also contact my team at Blockcast. They are doing the PR work for me. Talk to them and see what kind of collaborations you can think of, because I think collaboration is key. I spoke to Nana about this yesterday. Collaboration is key. Not everybody got to come up with their own channel, come up with their own conference. Then there will be too many conferences out in the market. Let's try and work together, do a few good ones, and we will have a good name behind it.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. That brings us to the end of today's discussion on is cryptocurrency a fad or for the future. Next week, we'll be discussing smartly investing in cryptocurrency with Bruce Porter at 7 p.m. GMT on Wednesday here on the World CP podcast. Till then, stay safe, stay blessed. World Secrets, speak wealth, act wealth. Until you make wealth. Cheers.
All right, thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Andy.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so we have ended the session with Wealth Secrets, Nana and Kenneth. They are fine hosts. They ask good questions, from their own research. But I would love to sum up a fair bit before I end this live streaming on YouTube. I just want to emphasize, we should all invest with our utmost caution, because all investments come with risk, and cryptocurrency may not be may not be like what Nana has mentioned, a safe haven for many people out there. So please stay safe and make sure you only invest in good projects. After you do a fair bit of research. For myself, I do not promote for any projects. So you will not see that kind of a message from me on social media. Most importantly, do your own research and do your own due diligence on the things that you're going to invest. So for today, that's the end of my live streaming on YouTube. There are other online events that I will take part. One of which will be this organized by Invest Hong Kong in November. I also will be speaking at the Securities Token Conference as well in I think next month. So for more information, please head to www.anndy.com. You can see most of my updates there, and of course a big shout out to blockcast.cc. Thanks for arranging the interviews and also for today's session. Thank you. Bye.